This meeting of the Denville Township Board of Education is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act. Notice of this meeting was provided to the Daily Record and or Star Ledger of Morris County, has been delivered to the Township Clerk and has been posted on the bulletin board of the Board of Education office and each of the school buildings in the district. Roll call, please.
Mr. Anderson?
Here.
Mr. Capello?
Here.
Mrs. Lindsay? Here. Mr. Cass?
Here.
Mr. Duarte? Not here. Mrs. DeLuna? Here. Mr. Napoloni?
Here. Please rise for the pledge.
Okay, it's right behind Patrick, somewhere down the hall.
Oh, there it is. All right. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for coming to the special meeting. I'm pretty sure Carlos is on his way. I know he said that he was coming, so hopefully he'll be here soon. Do you want to go through any comments to go through your side?
Couple quick comments. I gave you guys a copy of that town memorandum of understanding. It's just a shell of what they propose for our moving into the town hall. I wanted you to see that because on the 22nd, you're going to approve just moving forward with the plan. So that way you have an idea of what it is. I've been saying that to you for a while, but now you have something from them in writing that concurs with what I've been telling you. And I felt like the terms are advantageous to us, and I'd like to move on that proposal. That's why we put it in the budget. You already approved that in the budget. I had that discussion during budget time. But now that it's getting closer, we're going to spend the $4,800 with the architect to start planning this. I wanted to show you that, so put that on there. It's good news today. We got back our letter that we were receiving our $135,000 in ROD money to finish up the two big projects we were doing over the summer. So that's good. It's really a testament to the person to my left here, who did a great job getting all the paperwork done on time and following up and making sure that the state was right on top of it. So great job by Kathy, and we also appreciate you filling in.
Thank you.
As usual. Thank you.
Yes.
Sandy, what do you have for us? Anything?
We have completed all of the end of the year assessments at this time, and at our next board meeting I'm going to present some of the collection of data that I have, including the information that we received from the high school. I've been analyzing that data of all the students, freshman through senior years, that went to Denville Middle School, Valley View Middle School, and Denville schools, and their placement grades in high school. So that'll be at our next meeting. And that concludes my comments.
I love that she includes the comments. I'm not saying we can all learn from that, but maybe some people. Including our comments is always a good part. So this is obviously a special meeting that we're doing to move forward with some contracts. And so, Don, do you want to move us through a couple sections of personnel for tonight? Oh, I'm sorry, wait, I should open public comment, I'm sorry. 7:35, we're open for public comment. Don't be concerned about the camera, nothing. 7:35, we'll close public comment. Getting that part. Now, personnel. Don, you want to move us through the couple sections?
Yeah, I will move first. Number one, under personnel, that we're going to resolve that the board approve the following resolutions invoking the doctrine of necessity. And I will not read the following line, whereas, but I will mention for the record here the 5 board members that have conflicts. We have Mr. Napoloni, spouse is a teacher for the Parsippany School District. Carlos' spouse is a teacher for the Rutherford School District. Michael Anderson's spouse is a teacher the Parsippany School District, and Donald, aka Don, Cass's daughter, is a school psychologist for the Mendon Township School District. And last but not least, Mariana Lindsay's sister is a librarian for the Pompton Lakes School District.
And we'd just like to note that Mr. Anderson's last name is spelled S-E-N. Sorry about that.
Thank you. Never knew that, actually. S-E-N. Do we have a second for the doctrine of necessity?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Dino. Any questions about the doctrine, why we have to move the doctrine of necessity, why everybody's on the list as opposed to only a couple? Any questions about that at all?
No question, it's just an observation. I think this is getting fairly ridiculous.
Yeah, so,
From the state,
Huh?
the whole concept.
Oh, the whole concept, yeah. it's not-
so it probably makes sense to say from a clarity or transparency perspective, and please interrupt or correct me if I'm wrong, but up until this point, the board members who had some sort of potential conflict were allowed to vote on these contracts after those board members who don't have conflicts have negotiated and come to an agreement, a memorandum of agreement, as a matter of fact. Now, just a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
the state decided that the ethics laws or ethics commission decided that there should be a change in that, and that ethically we may not be able to actually vote on those contracts for one reason or another. Seeing as that we have 5 conflicted board members and only 2 potential votes, we had to pass this doctrine, and here we are. Does that sound about right?
That sounds.
Nail on the head? I'm holding back some level of contempt and annoyance, but thank you, here we are. Any other questions? Nothing? Roll call, please, on section 1 for the doctrine of necessity.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Capello?
Yes.
Mrs. Lindsay?
Yes.
Mr. Cass?
Yes.
Mr. Duarte?
Yes.
Mrs. DeLuna?
Yes.
Mr. Napoloni?
Yes. And Don, do you mind moving us through the other 4
Yeah.
or 3 sections?
Yes, now I will move number 2, 3, and 4. Number 2 is to the board approve the DEA contract. Number 3 is to approve the DAA contract. And number 4 is to approve new hires, resignations, etc. for the district.
Do you have a second for that?
I'll second it.
Your second? Michael.
Michael Anderson and E. Any questions on any of this part of it?
Not a question, but I guess a comment. Both of my sons had Mrs. Pinto. She was an absolutely wonderful teacher that they really learned a lot from, and I'm happy for her that she's getting to enter into retirement. I'm sad for Denville that she won't be here helping students anymore, because she was truly a great teacher.
I don't know the experience. I did want to go through one quick thing. This, going through the contracts and negotiating this is never an easy process. It certainly creates a lot of tension, I guess is the right word, for probably the wrong reasons. I think both sides of the table are really keen on making sure that at the end of the day, what's best for the kids of Denville is what prevails. And you know, as much as you go back and forth, at the end of the day, I think that's in the back of everyone's head. So I did want to acknowledge a couple folks real quick. We had a few folks on the negotiating side for teachers. Marian Aleskis, Deb Barakat, Michael Lucci, Lori Smith, Leanne Falk, Dan Komorowski, Jim Whalen, and Jennifer Miniel, and Jeff Ziegler, who spend a lot of their time and do what's best for their members, and certainly, from a board's perspective, appreciate the fact that they're doing what's right for their constituents, I guess. On the board side, Don, Barb, Dino for the teacher's contract, Mike and Dino for the administrators. It's not easy work. Again, it's a lot of pull of your time that you're already spending, and certainly appreciated. And again, this is it's not easy work, but at the end of the day, I think we do right by the kids of the district, and thankfully we won't have to touch this for 3 more years, right? So, but certainly
Really,
2 more years, excuse me.
And you start before.
Yeah, we'll start in a year. So really, it's another year before we
It's
have to
one
do
more
any of
year,
this.
yeah.
But we have a couple of the teacher representatives here in the audience. If you could send back the message that we certainly, or I'll speak for myself, I appreciate their time in putting this together and certainly working towards getting a good deal for both sides. Any other comments, questions, concerns? All right, roll call.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Capello?
yes.
Mrs. Lindsay?
Yes.
Mr. Cass?
Yes.
Mr. Duarte?
Yes.
Mrs. DeLuna?
Yes.
Mr. Napoloni?
Yep. Finance, Barb, we've got a couple things in finance. That's finally over, right? Now we can start negotiating. We got a couple more things in finance that we got to go through as related to those contracts. Barb, you want to go through 1 through 4 agenda, please?
Yeah. Okay, tonight we're going to vote on items 1 through 4 on the agenda. Item 1 is the contract with Blue Cross Blue Shield that we're terminating it in favor of moving to the state health plan. Item 2. Number 3, attached resolutions to participate in the health plan. I have to figure out the differences between 2 and 3. Or is it-
Oh, yeah,
well, I'm sure
lawyers.
you'll explain it.
The lawyer wrote it all. The first, number 2 is, if you, it's dealing with that case law that he talked about, Secaucus, yeah, that has to do with setting up that fund.
Oh, right.
If we need it,
Okay.
because with the one union hasn't negotiated that yet.
Item 4 is for the prescription.
Do we have a second?
That's also, number 2 and 4 are related.
Okay, so, so to just explain that, when equal, it has to be equal plan, so if there are cases that are not equal, this point, the idea is to put a little bit of money in a separate fund, earmarked for the equal or better than plan. So if somebody's losing something as a result of switching to the state, they can appeal to have it paid in favor. Yeah.
Do we have a second for this?
I'll second.
I'm going to give it to
Who wants it?
Anderson with an E.
Okay.
Any comments, questions?
Do we have to fill in the blank on the top of page 5? Whereas the Denville Township Board of Education adopted resolution blank authorizing.
We could say that it's resolution, that's the resolution number 2. So 2 and 4 are related, so we could say that that's 2.
Adopt the resolution number 2, so we need a friendly amendment. Barb, you okay with that?
Item number 2 to item 4.
Number 2, item number 4.
Just number 2, and that was here.
I
Top
don't
of
know
page
if that
5 in the first whereas.
That doesn't
I
work?
do the first sentence, not the first line.
Yeah, it's right here.
I don't know if just a number 2 really,
It's 1.
okay, well, even if it is 1,
Withdrawing.
what are we adopting, the resolution to,
It's the first one.
No, I think you got, it's got a blank there. I'd like to fill it in, I think. It looks
what is it, what resolution are we talking about? Authorizing the withdrawal from?
So it is the one, it's number 1.
Why don't you just say the resolution to terminate contract with Blue Cross Blue? Why don't you do that?
Well, it says authorizing withdrawal.
That's what it says.
Yeah.
Alright.
I guess we can either,
So
If you feel like the need that we need a number 1, we'll put a number 1.
Well, I don't know what a number 1 refers to.
Number 1
so-
refers back to the
Well, I know,
first,
but it's not clear in the.
so B1, put B1.
we could say resolution number 1 in section B. You okay with that, Barb?
Sure.
Anderson with an E? You okay with
Yes.
that? So that would be number 1, section B. You got that, Kathy?
I got it, thanks.
Good catch, Mariana, thank you. Any other comments, questions? Before we go, I forgot to thank Mrs. Basley and Mr. Arnakowski. They were part of the administrators' negotiations. And Ms. Basley especially, thank you for coming in. All right, roll call.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Capello?
Yes.
Mrs. Lindsay?
Yes.
Mr. Cass?
Yes?
Mr. Duarte?
Yes.
Mrs. DeLuna?
Yes.
Mr. Napoloni?
Yes. All right, committee reports, anything? I don't think so. Correspondence for special meeting. Discussion items, we've already talked about on Monday. Other, anything? No. We'll go to public comment, it's 7:45. Open, public? Thank you. Nothing. 7:45 we'll close, 7:45 we'll open the board comments. Board comments?
Dave, I'll just say one thing that kind of echoes some of your comments, that I don't think anybody up at this table doesn't believe that we do everything every day to try to do what's best for our students, and that we don't recognize that the best thing for our students is to have the best teachers in front of them. So we're happy to come to a conclusion here where I think both parties are happy, and we are ecstatic to end the negotiations and begin a new chapter. So thank you to all the teachers, and look forward to moving on.
Very good point. Thank you, Wendell. Anderson. Anyone else?
Yes.
Don?
Not for tonight to discuss, but I'd like to see under discussion items that we add a bullet for the Valley View field. It's in bad shape, it's in need of repair and or renovation, and whatever is done will be expensive. So I think it's going to merit to get on the radar screen.
We did approve money for a field study, and once that field study is done, I would imagine, Mr. Forte would bring the results of that back.
Right, French and Perlow started work on that today, actually. And we're here taking pictures and doing some surveying and things like that.
We are well underway, so we'll make a note of
So it is on the radar.
getting an update. And
Yeah, okay. Well, so is the Board of Ed office and trailers, but we've had money set aside for that. I just think it'd be good to keep it on there, a little bit more visual.
we can get a comment, we can do that. It's not
Because
good.
this goes back to, I think I've been on the board now like somewhere around 9 years. Okay, when I subbed up here, I was on that field. On nice days, when the kids went out there for recess, after lunch and everything. It was also out there on bad days when the mud got tracked into the school and everything. So it's I just like to see it have the same status in terms of discussions of the Board of Ed trailers, the Board of Ed offices. The disposition of the old office, our initiative to get in the town hall, and the demolition of the trailers. So I just think it's just one of 7 people, but I just think it should be out there.
No, I like the idea of discussing more with them.
I put it on my list, we'll add it to the next, in the beginning, it's just gonna be waiting for the report, but after that, we'll figure out what we're gonna do.
Yeah, top of mind. Any other points, questions, comments? We are going to close the board section at 7:48. This might be a record for the fastest board meeting. We do have a need for executive session, but I'm sorry to bother all of you. So, Dina,
Sure.
want to listen to executive, please?
If there are no objections, I move to convene an executive session in accordance with Section 8 of the Open Public Meetings Act. The purpose of this closed session is to discuss negotiations, legal and personnel issues. Minutes of this session will be made available to the public when the need for confidentiality no longer exists.
Do you have a second for that?
I'll second.
All in favor, yea?
Yay.
Opposed? Abstentions? It is 7:49, moving into executive session.
We
Thank
will
you.
not be voting.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
All right, we are out of executive session. It's 9:42. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Me?
Don?
Second.
Second by Mike
All those in
Anderson.
favor?
E.
Yay.
All in favor? Yay?
Yay.
Opposed?
Nay.
Nay. Any abstentions? It is 9:42. We are out of our meeting.